Welcome back, ladies, gentlemen, and Wildcat Nation. Here we are, season two, episode six. Um, so bit of a crazy week this week in Wildcat Nation. Normally, I'd be here with a huge rundown of how all our teams did, yada yada yada. But this week, we had a pretty light week for baseball and softball. They had their practices as normal, but no games, just the clinics and the practices. But our soccer, WSG Soccer, we had three teams that went over to the Dalton tournament, the Just for Kicks tournament, the 29th year of the Just for Kicks tournament, over in Dalton, Mass. So it was definitely a very interesting weekend in terms of weather. We've been definitely spoilt this fall, but in the last 4 or 5 days or so, the weather has turned and fall is well and truly upon us now. So it was great to get three of our teams out there and participate in a tournament. For most of them, it was their first time playing in tournaments. A weekend of being away and playing multiple games over a short period of time allows, in my mind, teams to grow, allows them to really address things in a much quicker frequency, from going, from one game at 9 o'clock to maybe a second game at, 12 o'clock. You can really hammer home a couple of things that you need to work on, which is very different from normal regular season games where you have a game and then a week later, you've had two practices and then you're trying to remind players of something that went on in the game and they don't even know what they had for breakfast. But it was, like I said, awesome to have three teams. Last fall, we had two teams go out to the same event, so to improve the number of teams going was awesome. They do a great job over there, the Dalton CRA running this tournament, so it was awesome to have our three teams. So we had the U10 girls, the U10 boys, and our U12 co-ed team participating. The results, to be quite frank, weren't what we were looking for, but I can't complain in terms of the effort and the way these kids just bounced back after every game and really applied themselves throughout the whole weekend. So the U10 boys, they went 0 and 3. A couple of good goals throughout the tournament from a couple of players. Got a couple of players playing in some different positions, which was also great to see. And just the fun that they had in between the games was great to see. I know Coach John Burns really enjoyed the time with the boys in between the games as much as he did coaching. Our U12 games, they were 0 and 3 also. They played in the Division 2 of the boys bracket. So obviously for us taking our co-ed team there, we had to be flighted in a boys bracket. And again, we still did a pretty good job of being competitive in games. Some of the scores did get a bit one-sided towards the end of the game, and that was due to, missing one or two players who weren't able to attend this weekend. But overall, being able to expose the kids to tournament play was great. Coach Matt did an awesome job all weekend, keeping them on point, continue to work on the things that we've been trying to, you know, hammer home in practice and getting the kids to think about the game in a bigger sense, which was great. But then obviously just to play in the tournament was a huge thing for, like I said, all the boys who had never played in a tournament before. And then some of the girls who were U10 girls last year who aged up into the U12 bracket. This was their second tournament, and they did a great job again playing in the boys division. They definitely stepped up and made some families and coaches on other teams look and go, wow, these girls know how to play. So again, great effort from the U12 co-ed team. And then finally, our U10 girls who finished the weekend 1 and 2. They literally waited to the very last game for Wildcat Sports Group to bring us a win, and it was a great game. There was three very competitive games, to be honest. The score lines were very close. For all three games, to be honest. And to be fair, we've always said this, that winning's great, but at that age, the developmental piece is perfect. and really what we're stressing with these girls. So to see them trying to play out the back correctly, to move the ball through the levels, to find holes and windows in levels of play was awesome. And they did a great job. You know, some girls who don't normally get the opportunity to score got on the score sheet over the course of the weekend. Um, Ren Davis and Morgan Daly both scored in the 2-0 win at the end of the game, end of the tournament, sorry, against the game against Sheffield, which was awesome. You know, and we had some other players playing different positions, jumping in goal. Ellie Hogenkamp did a great job throughout the weekend, diving around like a crazed animal. It was great to watch, but it was a great way to finish up a long weekend for the organization. Like I said, we'd have much preferred to be going 3-0 in every age group, but the exposure and the way that we tried to figure out games and what we were working on for the duration of the tournament was definitely something that's put us in place in terms of the correct developmental pathway that we want to follow as an organization. So again, um, really proud of the players. Really grateful for all the coaches who worked hard over the course of this weekend. So thank you very much to Kate, to Caitlin, to Matt, and to John for spending time with the kids. Not only for the tournament weekend, for all season long. They're doing a great job. Super involved, working hard, and be very good role models for the kids. And then obviously thank you for all the families and the fans that travelled out to support Wildcat Nation. We did dodge pretty much most of the bad weather. Yeah, I think the last game there was a little bit of rain, but a win when it's raining never dowers anyone's spirits. So again, super pumped, super proud to have everybody represent WSG this weekend. It was phenomenal. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Great weekend. With that being said, it's back to normal. Now we've got another full week of practices with games coming up this weekend. So stay tuned for the announcement on Friday with our upcoming game schedule for baseball, softball, and for soccer. It's the last week of softball practices. They're going to try and finish up as long as the lights down at the Beckett field are working again. Fingers crossed. Say your prayers to the electricians down in Beckett to get that problem fixed. We're hoping to get down there and get a game in for the softball program. But overall, we're coming to the end of our fall season, and to date, it's been a great season. So. As always, I want to say thank you very much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to our social media platforms, to like and follow YouTube TV. This is a huge way of us getting information out to parents in a nice setup, and it makes it a lot easier than 1,000 different Facebook and Instagram posts. So, again, thank you for your support. Stay tuned. We'll have the Wildcat of the Week out during the middle of the week as another slot on our WSG TV platform. Otherwise, as always, make sure we're training hard, make sure we're playing hard, and remember, always rep your WSG gear. Take care, Wildcat Nation, and have a great night.